Cleopatra was born around 70 BC in Alexandria, Egypt, to Ptolemy XII, who later changed his name to Auletes, and Cleopatra V Tryphina. She was descendant of Greek culture, which means that her family only spoke Greek and had Greek customs. But she embraced Egyptian culture and was the first in her family to learn how to speak Egyptian. This would be the first language of many that she learned. In 51 BC, her father supposedly died of natural causes, and she and her brother Ptolemy XIII took the throne in a co-regent rule. At the time, Cleopatra was only 18 and her brother was 10. In 49 BC, Ptolemy's advisors became resentful of Cleopatra and forced her to escape to Syria, which didn't really do much because the following year she came back with an army of mercenaries ready to fight her brother's forces on Egypt's eastern border, which kind of reminds me of me and my siblings. Anyway, in order to do this, she looked to Julius Caesar for help and smuggled herself into his personal quarters as to not cause suspicion. Many people say that there was different ways she did this. Some say she was wrapped up in a carpet, and others say it was a linen sack that she was thrown into. But either way, it has to be hard because my first instinct when I see either of those is to just... That probably sounded like such a soft little in the mic. Caesar and Cleopatra came to a trade. Caesar provides soldiers for the war, and in return, Egypt funds his return to power in Rome. After about 4 months of war, Caesar's forces won. Ptolemy had to flee and was believed to have drowned in the Nile River. Julius Caesar then became known as an unpopular tyrant who restored the throne to an equally unpopular Cleopatra and her even younger brother, Ptolemy XIV, who at the time was only 13 years old. Caesar stayed in Alexandria for a while, and in 47 BC, Cleopatra gave birth to Ptolemy Caesar, who was believed to be Julius Caesar's son, and was known in Egypt as Caesarion, which roughly translates to Little Caesar. Wait. Around 46 to 45 BC, Cleopatra, Ptolemy XIV, and Caesarion all went to Rome to visit Julius Caesar. 1 year later, he was assassinated. Then Cleopatra's brother was killed soon after, possibly by Cleopatra's agents, and her son was named co-regent with her as Ptolemy XV. During this time, it became very clear that Cleopatra identified herself as the new Isis, or Egyptian goddess of the sky. But she was also known to identify with any goddess that suited what she needed it to be, such as Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. Soon after, in Rome, Mark Antony and Octavian, aka Caesar's allies, and Brutus and Cassius, aka Caesar's assassins, were at conflict. Both sides asked for Egyptian aid, and after a long time of stalling, Cleopatra sent her forces to Caesar's allies. In 42 BC, they defeated Caesar's assassins, and power in Rome was divided by Mark Antony and Octavian. Afterwards, she and Antony met in Tarsus to discuss the part she had played in the war. Now, it's no secret that Cleopatra knew how to make an entrance, but she also believed that certain scents could be persuasive. So when she came to the city of Tarsus, not only was she dressed very elaborately in very beautiful robes, in a very beautiful ship, the ship was also covered in the scent of lavender. Mark Antony was immediately entranced by this and swore to protect her throne. Antony left his wife Fulvia and children in Rome to be with Cleopatra in Egypt. In the winter of 41 BC, the two formed a drinking society by the name of the Inimitable Livers. Some say that this was a cult for worshipping Dionysus, the god of wine, and others say that it was just an excuse to get drunk. After Mark Antony went back to Rome, Cleopatra gave birth to twins named Alexander Helos and Cleopatra Selene. Their middle names meaning sun and moon. When Fulvia died of illness, Antony was forced to marry Octavian's half-sister, Octavia, to prove his loyalty. Which, if your brother's name is Octavian, you probably shouldn't be named Octavia. That's setting yourself up for failure. But anyways, I digress. Under Cleopatra's rule, Egypt had become extremely prosperous. In fact, it was so prosperous that Antony came to Egypt once more to get funds for his military campaign against Parthia, and would return most of Egypt's eastern empire as payment. Honestly, he shouldn't have come to Cleopatra for funds for a war, because then he didn't even fight in the war, and then he wondered why he lost. Like, You know why your forces lost the war? Huh? Antony? It's because you were with Cleopatra. At the time you were supposed to be at the battlefield, you had another son named Ptolemy Philadelphos in 36 BC. You... Oof. Hold on, I need a snack break. I'm back with a Rice Krispie treat. Okay, now that that little session is over, I'm gonna go back to talking history. Mark Antony then reunited with Cleopatra once more and declared Caesarion the rightful heir, which did not go over well with his adopted son, who was also named Octavian. Why is everybody named Octavian? Gah! Octavian then began to spread propaganda that claimed that his father had willingly given all his power to Cleopatra, to the point that he would betray Rome for Egypt. Antony lost all his titles, and Octavian went to war with Cleopatra. While Alexandria was under attack, Mark Antony had heard that Cleopatra committed suicide and stabbed himself with his sword. He died as soon as news came that Cleopatra was still alive. In 30 BC, Cleopatra relinquished power to Octavian and committed suicide at the age of 39. She was buried with Antony. No one knows how she killed herself, but many believe she enticed a snake to bite her, though it's more likely that she just drank poison.